look at my computer. I have to read my script off of this. My dog stepped on it. I was hanging out around on my Discord because, hi, yes, I have a Discord, link in bio or wherever. And I have a channel on there for video suggestions that you guys might have. And number one, Ali Simp, thank you for that by the way, sent in this. You should make a video about Wizz. It's like a dating app, but for children. Alarms started going off in my brain. The FBI was knocking. The police were... I had to do one of those just to make sure I saw that correctly. A dating app for who? A dating app for some goo goo gagas? Pardon me? I just really want to talk to the middle-aged, suit-and-tie man that works in a 120-floor skyscraper that just tries to keep his job by throwing out dumb ideas to his scary CEO and just ask him, why? Do you know how traumatizing dating apps can be? And kids are being given full access to that experience? Pure example of just because you can doesn't mean you should. Let me inform you and throw this out there so I do not get sued. These apps are promoted as a way for young people to make friends. So I guess you can call these apps mingling platforms. But let's just say I would not be making this video if these apps were being used as it's advertised. I am very sure that you can imagine some bad stuff goes on these platforms. This did not exist when I was under 18, at least that I knew of, and I have no idea what to expect at this point. Before that though, I'm gonna go change my clothes real quick and tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Scentbird. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service with a mission to empower each and every person to express themselves through scent. They offer a way to discover, explore, learn about, and experience new scents that are picked out just for you. Scent actually might be one of the first things that someone notices about you. So wouldn't you like that first impression whiff to be a good one? If you happen to sign up, you can have up to 3 scents sent to you every single month. They offer designer scents like Gucci, Prada, and Versace, which are brands you might not go out of your way to purchase otherwise. I know I really don't. And this can all be for only $17 a month. I'm very particular when it comes to scents, so I really enjoy that they let you pick which one you'll be receiving, so there aren't any surprises. They have perfumes, colognes, and a lot of unisex options as well. They'll provide you with a 30-day supply, so you don't have to fully commit to a big size bottle. This can prevent you from buying a full-size bottle that maybe you actually didn't like after all. This month, I received Marc Jacobs Daisy So Fresh and Floral Street Sunflower Pop. I actually chose the Marc Jacobs Daisy Fresh for a more sentimental reason. I've been missing my mother recently, and that is the scent that she used to always use when I was a kid. And I chose Floral Street because Bellini sounded pretty good. This card will tell you all the ingredients as well as which scents really pop out the most. Daisy So Fresh shows me that red raspberry, wild rose, and warm plum are the most prominent. And Floral Street Sunflower Pop shows me that bergamot, Bellini Accord, honey accord, and mandarin are the most prominent scents. Stop. This scent is so comforting to me. Hi, Mom. If you would like to receive some scents of your own, you can use my coupon code CHERCASO for 55% off. It'll cost you just a little bit over $7 for your first month, which is honestly amazing for a perfume. And this is available in the USA and Canada. Enjoy your new scent. All right, I am back in these clothes, and that was totally filmed on the same day as I am filming this right now. It is now time to go and investigate. I will be changing my clothes again. Puppy bait, now you have to like and subscribe. All right. I wanted to record my live reaction on how these apps work. Yubo on the App Store says you have to be 17 plus years old. Wizz on the App Store says you have to be 12 plus years old. And Perp on the App Store says you have to be 12 plus years old. These are the 3 apps that I'm going to be exploring. I'm pretty sure all these apps are going to be the same, so I'm just going to only review 3. I'm going to start with Wizz because I have heard that one is the most problematic. How old am I? I'm gonna say I'm 2006. I don't even know how old that would make me. Oh, verify your age. To make sure you connect with people your age, we need to verify yours. Age verified. That didn't take... Wait, how old would I be if I was born in 2006? Hold on. Not me thinking that if someone was born in 2006, that would make them like 15 years old. I would be 17. I don't have a concept of time. Okay. Oh, I have tattoos in that photo. I'm obviously going to be blurring these people's faces because they're under 18. You don't say that when you're trying to find friends, right? Yeah. Okay. Here is something that I also wanted to point out that we will likely see often. Don't send. This is something on a lot of people's profiles because apparently it's a thing on this app to immediately just want to send nudes to each other. May I add again? These are minors. Oh, wow. This person is just straight up putting their phone number on their page. Wow. People are just posting their phone numbers. Have you guys learned nothing? Oh God, get out of me. Once again, don't send. I want to try logging out and making a new account, and I want to see if it lets me be younger. That was easy. It lets me make a new account. Oh, my age and younger. He's not 16. Another don't send. It makes me scared that there are people wanting to hang out in real life. Like, yes, that's obviously like usually the intention of when you're trying to make friends is to meet up in real life. But like, this is a 15-year-old. This is a 15-year-old openly saying that she lives in New York City and needs people to hang out with. And the fact that kids have accessibility to be meeting up with people in real life should not be a thing. Like, this should not be accessible to children. If you're not trying to deal with aggressive and freakiness, don't hit me up. I'm sorry. If an app is giving you the opportunity to have a Roblox avatar and you have to put I don't send nudes on your profile, something is wrong. And like, this is nothing against, I mean, it is against the kids, but like, it's there. Like, it's there for them. It's just, there shouldn't be an opportunity for them to have access to be 15 years old and asking for freaks. It's just so annoying that these apps are monetizing because it's very heavily monetized and there's tons and tons of ads and there's tons and tons of different ways to make money from these kids. Frustrating that they're capitalizing off of being alone when you're a teenager and feeling insecure as a teenager and wanting validation as a teenager. They're monetizing after it. I know if I was 15 years old, I would be on this too. Like, I loved attention when I was younger, and that's exactly what pretty much all of these kids are on here for, attention. All right, you're not 16 years old. I don't think this dude's 16 either. I don't think you're 16 either. Oh my God. Next, I will be trying yubo. My birthday is 05/31/2008. Do I look like I'm 15? All right, apparently I do. Oh, I swiped right on accident. Fuck. Okay, here's the thing. It's not telling me their age. Otis is not somebody that should be shown to a 15-year-old. Meet people near you? No, absolutely not. Why are you being shown to a 15-year-old? I just want to talk, Jeremy. Grabbing your crotch as a grown fucking man. This app seems to have a wider range of ages because I'm getting people who are 14 and I'm getting people who are 17. I haven't seen anybody who's 18 yet. The age is only shown when they write it in their bio. For some reason, it doesn't show the age, which honestly, I do not like. I feel like it's just easier to hide how old you are. I don't send. Okay, I'm getting the vibe that yubo has a bit more creeps. Almost every single person who has a bio who is a woman, or a girl, because these are children, have I don't send. So I'm thinking that maybe that is a more prominent thing that happens on this app. I actually really strongly dislike that there's not ages on the profile. I feel like that is not a good thing, especially with an age range that big. 14 years old. Perp, make new friends. I don't send. You should obsess over me. I'm 15. It's wrong. If you're a sub and a masochist, text me now to be my yandere or be my psychopath. And she's boosted. She paid money. Okay, I feel like I get the gist. I'm gonna delete all my accounts right fucking now. Whoa, that's crazy. I totally changed my clothes again for no reason because all of this was filmed on the same day. For obvious reasons that you and I just learned. Yeah, this is not good because the concept of meeting up with strangers on the internet is something that should only be accessible to adults. If you would look up something along the lines of kids not returning home after meeting up with strangers on the internet, the list is unfortunately very long. And I genuinely mean it when I say that this is a cracked out version of what we had as kids. And I thought what we had was bad. Kick Messenger is a walk in the park compared to these apps. As kids become more comfortable on the internet, I've noticed a drastic turn that they will just be friends with anybody because it can be very lonely as a kid. And in most of these cases on the app, find some more companionship that's farther than friendship. As I mentioned earlier, these children desiring attention is something that these apps are completely capitalizing on. And as an adult who honestly could have seen myself using apps like this when I was younger, I find it absolutely disgusting. Something that Kik really had a problem with later on in its journey that I actually talked about in my previous video that I made about Kik Messenger. This problem being the accessibility that adults had to very vulnerable teens who were trying to discover themselves and other people who were in their community who validated their feelings. I saw many profiles of these young teens openly talking about their mental disorders, saying they're alone and they need some validation, they want some company, saying they want somebody to love them, saying that they're in a journey of discovering their sexuality, not even realizing that because they're kids and they don't know better, that can make them a very easy target for groomers to reach out to them. Adults who can realize, oh, this person is very vulnerable. That's perfect. It has never been easier to be a predator on the internet. Whether the intentions of these apps are wholesome or not, just to make friends, just to meet other people, it is still very easy for people to manipulate and work around making an account. The one thing that does make me a tad bit relieved is the verification process. It's not hard to fake your age, although I do look young. I will say that's not very fair because I could pass as a 17-year-old, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely get carded everywhere I go in a situation where I need to show my ID. I made an account pretending to be this 30-year-old stock footage man. I did find it kind of weird that it didn't detect anything because I'm pretty sure I said I was 15 and it was a picture of a 30-year-old man. That's something that maybe they should work on. And I did try verifying it by putting the little scanner face on a picture, and it did recognize that it was a scanned image. It was not a physical person. That is good. I am happy to see that because I would have been very concerned if it worked. But it is still very clear to see that they'll kind of just let anyone make an account and say whatever age they want. It's just the verification process is not going to be easy. I just feel like it is very much so not impossible for somebody to mark their account as a 17-year-old and then be a 30-year-old man. This platform to me just absolutely feels like Groom Central. Let's dive in a tad bit deeper. I can only see so much when just scrolling through maybe 100 people. And because I didn't really talk to people, I wasn't able to see what really goes on there. I just was able to get a sneak peek of the profiles. So I wanted to talk about some things that I found outside of my experience with these apps. Yeah, I guess 17-year-olds just keep looking older and older. This is also something that I have seen, which I did not experience through scrolling personally, but I've seen many screenshots of different accounts that do this. For people who do not know, when somebody is offering a menu, it is basically insinuating what they charge for sexual content. She is 17 years old, and we have definitely discovered that it is not uncommon for people over the legal age to be on these apps. I've seen it most commonly on Wizz, but scams are also very common. It's actually pretty possible that this account is a scam, basically faking that she's selling content. You message her, she offers you her menu, you send the money, she blocks you. But there's a different type of scam that is a lot darker that I'm about to talk about. This broke my heart to read because I can just feel the fear through the text. I am a 16-year-old male who is getting a lot of attention on the Wizz app. An account texted me asking to have a fun time, so me, a gullible, horny 16-year-old, went along with it. We exchanged snaps and began a conversation. I sent first a video, to which she replied that she wanted a pic instead. I sent and asked for her to send one back, and that's when I was hit with a collage of pictures, myself, the nudes, and my Instagram followers. I was then threatened that I would be exposed and my life would be ruined. I pleaded her not to and eventually blocked her and deactivated my Instagram pages. This all happened about an hour ago and I'm extremely scared. What should I do? So not only are people, most commonly underage people, being scammed, but these minors are also being blackmailed. What the fuck? This is a scam called sextortion. And from what I see, this is very, very common on these apps. There is a whole Reddit page of these young boys talking about it and talking about how scared they are, thinking their lives are about to be over, thinking, oh, do I have to pay this? I don't have the money for it. This is exactly what they'll send to these young kids. Well, I'm gonna send this pic to all your school pages, Facebook and Instagram, and all the pages in the city, and blah, 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 blah. Basically, they're just threatening, saying if you don't pay these $200, they're gonna send it to literally everyone on the goddamn planet. When you're a kid, that's pretty fucking terrifying. I kept digging a little bit farther and I then found a missing child's report. The girl's name is Zoe Robards, who was last seen with somebody that she had met on Wizz. She was missing for well over a week and it was reported that she was actually found on October 14th. Luckily, the public does not know what happened during those few weeks. It was possible that he kidnapped her for a short time, possible that he was grooming her into thinking that she could have a better life if she left with him. You know, your mind can wander so much as to what possibly happened. If I find any more updates, I'll probably let you guys know, maybe in like a YouTube short, something like that. But yeah, as of right now, because it's such a new case, we don't know if there's any charges being pressed. We just really don't know what happened. But I think it's so crazy that this happened literally last month. It does just show that being a teenager, being young, being, you know, impressionable, being vulnerable, and meeting up with strangers on the internet that you meet through an app is a terrifying concept and should not be accessible whatsoever. And then something interesting that I found about Yubo, they're apparently partnered with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to support and stop sexual exploitation of minors. But I kind of find that interesting because I honestly thought Yubo was kind of the worst in terms of how many profiles I saw with inappropriate underlines. I definitely think that it is great to have that partnership, but it just feels kind of weird and icky when, you know, you make that a big part of your platform, that you're partnered with them, but they're not putting a lot of effort into the moderation of what's going on their own app. For the other app that I was on called Perp, I actually didn't find anything about them. I assume because it's kind of newer and a lot less popular, that's why, but pretty much it was just as bad as the others, so. There is maybe like 5% good and like 95% bad. We've learned that minors are being tricked into sending explicit photos, which then leads into blackmailing. There are adults on this app that are using this platform to talk to underage teens. There are scammers. I am pretty confident that there have to be grooming cases on these apps as well. Kids are being encouraged to make friends that live in their area so that they can meet up with them. And last but not least, these apps are making it extremely easy for kids to have sexual encounters with people who live in their area. If you think that there is no harm in these platforms, do me a favor, don't procreate. Especially for their sake. I don't really know what else I can add besides the fact that if you are a teen and you're watching this, I get wanting to make friends when you're a teenager. Shit can get alone, and I get that. But please just be aware and recognize that these apps are literally capitalizing off of you feeling that way. Not only that, if someone does not look their age, don't swipe on them, please, because they're probably not. This will make me feel so old and you'll probably look at me in an old way, but like, enjoy being young. I know that my generation isn't much older than these people, but we didn't have shit like this and we ended up just fine. I just really hate platforms like this because from what we're seeing, these young kids are using this app to hook up with people. It's very clear. It's a very clear photo. It's a very clear image. Whether these apps want to say they're for friends or not, well, congrats, babe. Now you made a hookup app for young kids. Like, even if that wasn't the intention, you did it. And you're still letting it run. You're still letting it be a very proactive thing. Teens don't always know how to practice safe sex. That's very common knowledge. If there's one thing I could tell every person on that platform, it would be that you have your entire adulthood to meet strangers. You have your entire adulthood to have sloppy nights. You have your entire adulthood to make mistakes. You don't need to do that as a kid. You don't need to have hookups as a kid. That's very dumb, actually. But there's this new fascination with just growing up so fast, and I hate to see it. But meeting these random strangers, it's not gonna make you feel less alone. All of these kids just need to put that fucking phone down. All right, hag lesson over, I guess. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed. Also, thank you again, Scentbird, for sponsoring this video. I appreciate every single one of you. Like I said, join my Discord if you would like, and all my other links will be down there as well. But yeah, hopefully we all learned something through this experience. Bye. Have a good one, guys. See ya. Oh my god, I just turned in like 2012. That was like second nature. That scared me. Oh my god, that was crazy.